Yep. Hello everybody, welcome to this tutorial. So it's not a tutorial, it's a video where I'm creating a tutorial about Age of Empire about JOMI. So as you can see here, you can download an application that is called OMI, and OMI to work need JOMI. And JOMI is a bit particular, and I want to make a tutorial for people to understand how it works, what it can do, and I have a list of what you can do. So that's the topic of this video, and that's what I'm going to do. So today is not the focus on OMI, and it's not the focus on my foot and those devices. It's just about how you can communicate to your computer to do some action. And the next tutorial will be more focused on that, and that. So let's do that. It will take a long time, so yeah. Maybe you don't know how my program works and what it is, so before I start creating the tutorial, maybe a good introduction could be nice. So the idea is that you would go on Google, you type Open Macro Input, you will follow my website or on Twitch, or you click on one link download in the description or Twitch. And when you arrive here, that is the community where there is issue or some documentation stuff is the start point here. But what we want to do is download the application. So you click download here. If you want to make a donation, you can. Here I will just skip. Here, and you can download JOMI alone if you want. It allows you to create your own software to be able to control your PC. Or you can download OMI that will contain JOMI and OMI. That's what we're going to do. And that will allow us to apply on the computer some action, but also to let the computer understand what we want him to do. So, afficher, yep, extract in desktop, temporary, yep, like this. So now we have downloaded the application. So the idea is that if you launch OMI, you will have this kind of windows that will arrive. Like this. So the idea here, as you can see, is that there is some red and green stuff over there. And what it represents some action I'm doing on my PC. For example, am I pressing a key, or am I pressing something special? For example, here, page down will be this one, page up will be this one. Okay. And the idea is that you can launch some action based on those values that are true or false. So it's not a language, it's not a programming language that I will teach to you. It's just some box that is already prepared for you, but you just need to call them and to put some data in it, some information, and that's all. For example, here if I say in 1 second I want to JOMI to press A and space A like this, I want to send that to the computer to say, hey, could you press space and A in 1 second? So we'll do it. And as you can see, he applies it, and then 1 second later, he does that. But here it's not working. Why it's not working? Because it's communicating by default here at this address, that is your computer, at this port, but the JOMI is not running. And JOMI, it's what will type keyboard, type mouse, type move your mouse and stuff like that. It's doing basic information, but just writing. So just doing action, not reading action. So we will launch it. Stuff is that if you launch JOMI, it means that maybe you don't know how it's working. So the first time you launch it, I don't launch it, I just send you to the tutorial that will explain you how JOMI is working, what is done, what is doing, how you can install it, the difference between JOMI and OMI, the package and stuff like this. This is a tutorial really about JOMI alone without OMI, but it was a bit complex without OMI, and that's why I stopped at one point here, because yeah, I need to make it more easy for people. But this first tutorial is over there. If you want to read it, you can, but we'll continue here. So now that we know that the tutorial and that we have those two files, we can launch JOMI. So the idea is that if I click here, it will launch JOMI as a thread. It means an application that is running behind without Windows, but that will be running. And I don't want him to run hide here because I want to show you the application. So I will start it like this. And the idea here is that now it's listening. He just wants to listen to what you ask him to do. So you can send him some command like this. For example, KS means keyboard stroke, MS mouse stroke, wheel, move the mouse, copy the text. And there is plenty of other one, but at the time I was writing this doc just to give some information. If you want more information, you can follow the tutorial or follow this video about how to use JOMI. The idea is that you need to send it to this address if you are not on this computer. If you want to control this computer from another computer, to this port, and that's all. So here he is listening. So let's make some tests. So here I will say in 3 seconds, could you write space and A? Okay. Here I will send it, and 1, 2, 3. He sent it, and we have nothing. Why? We will check. Application is running. Good port. I will relaunch the both of them because I think I know that's the promise. This. We want a space plus A. And here, ta-da! It's just because when the first time you launch it, there is a bug that I did not fix about this one. That's why it was not working. So maybe you just need to relaunch it and it will work. And as you can see here, it press space and A. And if I want to do it 10 times, I can do this. Up, send, and you will see that in 10 seconds it will write 10 times. Why he did not do it 10 times? He should have. He should have. I will put some space just to see if it is that the problem. It should not be, but ta-da! Yeah, it's because I write this function there is not a long time ago, and maybe there is a space that is putting some problem. So I will check that after the video, and I push a version after that. I will try this like this. So if I want to write AB, B, it will not work. So if I do that, it will do nothing, because the idea is that AB, it could be plenty of text, it could be, it's not precise. So what you need to do is you copy this little boy here, and this little boy, and as you can see, arrow down mean could you press A? So we need to release it because else we have a problem, and we need to press the B like this. So here we are asking, could you go down? So press, release, then press B, then release, and you do that 10 times. So send 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ta-da! As you can see, it's really quick, but there's a small delay because you cannot be instantaneous. Now, if you want to put some delay, what you can do is you copy the send here like this, and you put 100 seconds. The problem here, as you can see, is that I copied the send, but it's not appearing. It's because the application Unity, he don't understand most of the Unicode. That's how we call those little stuff over there. So the idea is that the application should not run in the UI, but it can run in the UI to make some tests. So when you want to do some action, you should do it in text like this. And for example, here we have some text that is based on the Hello World demo that is in the application by default. And if we want, we can copy this text over there. If you click it, copy here, and you will have to write this like this way. Why? Because the idea is that you want to prepare your software to do what you want and make him understand what you are doing, and then you just want to let the program run on the behind the task. So what you do is just you edit in the text and you come back in your game after that. So for example here, I will say up. If hello world is called, if hello world is true, is called, then could you call JOMI, so the small Java program, and write hello world, as you can see here, up, then press enter, and then that's all. Okay, and here you have the trigger true, who said do that only when the trigger is true. You will say, why I make it so complicated? Because the idea is that you have some... Yeah, that's a good question. Why I make it so complicated is because I want the program to be quickly editable. And when you do something clean, a bit cleaner, I will say, like, do I have one here? For example, with XML, there's no example here. But if you do it a bit cleaner, you will have plenty of way to write it. But here, what I want to do is just a file, a topic. For example, here, if you open this file, hello world keyboard, you will see that we just say if page down is pressed, then you write this variable to true. So hello world key and hello key loop. So if we want to change it, for example, now I want to say when page down go to menu like this. Request villager, and page up, request military, like this. So basically we are not doing the action here, we are just saying if page down is down, I want a boolean value true or false, name request villager, that will appear in the program. So as you can see now, if I go in the program and I press page down, page up, we have villager or military that is request. Okay. So what we'll do now, we will go in another file that is called simple condition. So simple condition here, the one we are editing here. And we'll say if request villager, then you can do an action. And here, instead of writing hello world, we'll call the villager. So how do we call the villager? We do shift ctrl plus V. So C shift plus CTRL plus V. This up. If we want to request the military, it's plus C. Like this. We save. So as you can see, we have the command that are ready. We have those stuff that can trigger true or false. And you can see that when I click here, it's sending the message to JOMI. So the small application I showed you earlier. This one. Okay. So terminate the batch job. Oh. I don't know why he's asking that, so we will relaunch it just to be sure. Temporary. Pam pam pam. Like this. Okay. So what we'll do now, we will go in Age of Empire and we'll try what we wrote. So play again. On va ajouter add an AI. This one. Standard. Reveal. Max. So we'll try to do exactly what we just coded here. So it means we'll do shift CTRL V, shift CTRL C, and we'll see what will appear, what it will do. Play. So if I press page down, it will select my villager. Page up, it will select all my military. So page down, up, and that's done. Now, maybe what you want to do is more a macro that will take all your villager and do something behind it. Okay? So to do that, first of all, I will change the parameter here. That can be boring for us. Follow, select only. Find and seek. Okay, I don't know why he selected. So yeah. The idea here is that if you do page down or page up, the problem is that it selects your unit, and that I'm not happy. Okay. So I will not do the CTRL V because it's focusing the place. Maybe I could. Okay, no, I have an idea. So now that we can select our unit, what we will do here, we will say when you select the villager, it's good, but when you stop, so trigger on false, this, when you stop requesting the villager, I want you to click. So how we do that? You go on internet, you look about the mouse like this or the mouse like this, and you say left click. Ta-da! Like this, and it means that it will click when I release the button. So we come back here, and what happened is that I press down, I release, and it click. But apparently it was the right click. Yeah. So we'll change. Right click, like this. And so if I page down, I'll up. Now if I want to take all my military, I can do exactly the same. Up. This military. right click, we save. And so now if I do the military, something that is pretty cool in Age of Empire is that you can take your unit and do this. Right click and give the direction. So what we'll do now is that instead of just clicking, we'll set to press and release. Okay, so yep, left click, right click, like this, and we use this small arrow to say I press, this small arrow to say I release. And what happens is that we don't want to release immediately, we want to release with a bit of time, like this. Example, half a second to let us decide on where it must go. Okay, so now what happens is that you can press like this, and when I release, I have half a second to decide which way I want them to be. Ta-da! And that's very, very useful, as you can guess. Yes?
C'est peut-être normal que je fais ça. J'ai tellement de cas, mais il me manque celui qu'il
Je
faut.
suis en train d'enregistrer. Hein. So here we are again. Yep. Here we will lose the game, so I will restart. Yep. So now you can see that you can redirect the army by right-clicking this stuff. What can I show you else? So as you can see, when I copy this part here, Unity is not done to have some Unicode, so there is some character that disappear, and that's something that we don't want to happen. But most of the program don't understand those characters, but I need those characters. Why? Because most of programming language that programmers use to communicate, instead of having this, we write mouse left click, and we'll do something like dots or dots, and you can see that the text is going very, very long for almost nothing. When sometimes you can make it really, really short, like this, or basically just saying that to say go down, go up, wait a bit, and that allows you to short a bit everything. And that's why I'm using Unicode, because it really allows you to split and to reduce the amount of text you need to use, but you need to do some copy paste. For example, here you have this little stuff that allow me to split the text. Say this first part is something else, the second part is something else, etc. Now what happens is that if I do a page down in text, for example, Notepad, like this, you can see that if I do page down, we have a small problem, because basically he did the action and I don't want the action to happen outside of the application. So what you can do is that you go in the configuration file you create a file that is called the name you want .app to boolean, and here it allows you to write something like this. Can we open it on block notes? But this. So here what you can do is say if the name Arduino appear in the name over there, it means that we are on the Arduino application. If Microsoft Studio appear, it means Microsoft Notepad, you understand. So what happened is that if I said here we can look to Age of Empire, it's Age of Empire with a I and a V, okay, with a S. So let's go. AOE, up, this, and we put Age of Empires, like this. Now we have a new variable that appear, and when we arrive in Age of Empire, up, it is doing nothing. Why? Because we remove this one for the moment. Save. We come back here and Age of Empire. Oh, I suppose it's the O. No, yeah, it was the O. So it's case sensitive in this case because it's the title of the stuff, and it's why here I did not have everything. So here you can see that if I'm in Age of Empire, okay, and I press page down, it will move my unit. But now if I go back in the notepad, you can see that Age of Empire is not green anymore, so it means that it's not true. And so as in it's not true, when I do press down, up, it do some action based on other macro in the program, but it's not doing the action we asked. Yeah, no, it's still doing it. It's still doing it. Sorry, still copy pasting here. But the difference is that now we can go here, and instead of saying when we request the villager, we will say if I'm in Age of Empire and that I request a villager or a military, then you can do the following action. But if I'm not in Age of Empire and I'm not requesting military, it will do nothing. So here, page down, it's doing some stuff with the guy. But now if I go back in the null block, here I do page down, and it's doing a classic page down. It's not doing anything anymore. And that's cool. So you cannot deactivate the key, but that's the idea. Okay? And here is the bit about the tutorial. What can we do? What can I say? Yeah. There is something, is that before I was using the send time, but the problem is that I always have to look back and copy it, and that's a bit boring. So what I did is that you can write it like this, meaning I wait this amount of milliseconds and then I do the following part behind it. So for example, if I do HHH, for example, foot testing left, foot testing left, testing right. Here I will say that I want to press H. So if I don't want to to do the double arrow down and up, what you can take is you take this arrow that I don't see. This arrow, and you can type something like this. So it means press H. Okay, so I want to press H, but I want to press H up 5 times. This. So I press H, I wait a bit, and I do that 5 times. Okay, and foot testing left. We'll see what it means. Testing right. This. Or maybe I could call it in another way, like button test left, up, button test left, right, like this. And so I will be able to do, I will do 2 other one, this. Down, sorry. Right, up, right, down. This, just for the fun of it. R plus D. So what I'm doing for the moment, each is that I'm creating a boolean that is not existing. So basically it will never execute this part because this value don't exist. But the idea is that, as you can see, I have a foot here, the top left, top right, down here and down here. And so what happened is that I will show you a bit how I'm configuring my foot, just for you to know how I'm a bit working. So the idea is that in the past I was using Arduino Classic, but the problem is that I need something that is more connectable. And so what I did a compatibility for music. And so as you can see, if I take OMI, not this one, not this one, the one we were playing with, this one. Okay, if I take OMI here, I can go a bit at the right here, and as you can see, I have here a case that is doing nothing, and that's because I'm not listening to audio device for the moment. Okay, so what you can do is that you want to add a MIDI stuff. So how you can know that you can add something here is because I'm creating some documentation on how to use it, but also you can check all the demo that are existing. For example, here, if I go in my previous application, here, configuration, I have don't look up to that, don't think you need to understand what I'm doing here. Git branch, git checkout, of umpire for this. So as you can see, there is more file here, and there's this one, default OMI XML, that I will copy, and I will paste it in our folder. And what happened here is that the application will detect that this file has appeared, and so he will reload the file. And in the file, you can see that what I'm doing is saying I have some information for OMI as XML format, and this information is that I want to listen to MIDI controller, so this kind of device, and I want to listen to the one that is called MPK Mini Player, so this keyboard, and the Arduino Micro one. And this is the one that is using my footboard here. And so he will do that, so he will listen to those two MIDI stuff. You can also listen to serial port to listen to Mic Arduino Classic, but you need to specify the port each time and to do a special file for that, so it's another topic of the video, of another video. But here what I did, it's saying now I'm listening to them. So what happened here is that if I press with my foot, you can see that there is some music note that is appearing, and if I'm doing this, I have some music note that is appearing. So what we want to do now is that we want to be able to do some action based on that. So let's do that. So that's the name, and that's the ID of the tool. That is the channel where it is executed, but for the moment this is useless for us. All we need to know us is the name of the device and the ID. For example, I will do this, okay, to be able to control my game. So I need that and 49. So we will check on my other script about a file that is called MIDI to Boolean. Is it over there? Here, MIDI to Boolean. So we copy that. Don't forget that at the end of the video, I will push the code online, so you will have it. You will have it. You will be able to just download it. So temporary configuration here. I copy that here, and you can see that in this file, what I did is that I already use it in my old software to do some stuff. For example, here I'm saying I'm listening to MPK Mini Play. I'm listening to a note without the velocity. Velocity is how hard you click on the stuff. And I'm listening to the C2, and here is the name I want to give him, and I want to set it true when I'm pressing. Okay, so now that we have that, we can do something like this. First of all, I will remove most of them, just because I don't want you to see all that for the moment. Shorten, note, CC, velocity. This. For example, that's how I'm dealing with my foot. I just take, for example, I had an application that was where my foot could do that on it, and so here I was saying if the velocity is under 0.5, if the radius is under 0.5, sorry, then it's up, and else it's or something else. Yeah, a bit complicated to explain like this without the example. This, we want to keep one Arduino. For example, here it is for my foot. CT up. Okay, so let's make an example. Here we have this button here, so 49 MPK play. So we come here we copy this line and we say we want the node 49 on the MPK player to be square top left corner, for example, down left corner, like this. Alors, so the down one is 46. Like this. So now 51, 42, 42, 51. It's not the corner anymore. Like this. So okay. So now if I go here, as you can see, ta-da! So now that we have some value that will go from 1 to 0, some to true to false, we will be able to do some action. So let's do that. So we'll use the top corner here to make some test. Like this. Button test left. I will screw that. Alright, corner we remove. Okay, so now we are saying if we are in Age of Empire and that we are pressing this button, we don't know which one, but this must be true to be active, as we can see. Like this. So we are just saying those 4 buttons will be used to do some special action, okay, and they will do this, but it only in Age of Empire. So we go back in Age of Empire, we launch the game because we lost. Did I put, oh yeah. Okay, while it's loading we can, so that will press HHH, that will press A lot of time. We maybe could put tab, it will be more understanding. R and D, and T. No. Let's set like this, but we will remove. We say if we are not in Age of Empire. Play. Okay, so here I'm here. If I do that, as you can see, it will press top left. So it will press H. But the stuff is that if we have several town center, it will go from one town center to another. But now, for example, if here I have two of them, and I press here down. Wait. Tab. Top right. Top right. I did not write a good one. Left down. Like this. So now if I press this one and this one, you can see that it will press 5 times tabulation. Ta-da! That's so fucking amazing, I think. But yeah. So something that is very, very useful in Age of Empires, and now that we can do some tests quickly, is to be able to build some house. So most of the time you will do that, then you will do that, then you will do that. And so instead you can have the mage and it will move from one another. But if you press shift, then you can do plenty of house. So what you want to do, anyway, it's shift, press, 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 press. Okay, so we will do that in a different way. We'll do A, I think. So it's A, then shift and click, then right click or escape. So let's do that. We want to do first A, then wait a bit, then 8, then A. Then when we do that, we want to wait a bit, press shift, but we want to less shift down, this, and then we want to have shift up, but not immediately. So we'll wait a bit, like this. So AA shift, but first, before releasing, we need to press click. So mouse left click, can write it like this. Left click, shift, but we don't need to do it 5 times. And then we need to escape. Okay, so now technically if I come back in the game, I take my villager here and I will do press the button here. It's square down left. Is it doing? It's not doing anything. Ah, yeah, because I said in not in Age of Empire. Up. So up. And sorry, because I have a problem here. I have my screen that is you can see it, but I have my screen that I have problem. Okay. Up. Why he's pressing this one? Because it's a load. Sorry, I have my screen that is scrolling around. It's boring as hell. I think it's because my hub has some heat on it. What I will do is load another map where I have all the map control to be able to show you some macro more easily. So while it's loading, so here, as you can see, I have add those buttons easily. So now if I want to add the foot, this one, okay, I just need to go here in my file, let's call MIDI to Boolean. I go here and I type Arduino Micro because it's what was in the application here. As you can see, I have Arduino Micro UMPK Play that is accessible. So I say Arduino Micro, the note, and here I need to find those notes. So in the previous one, I put 7, 8, and this, so we can check. 8, it's top, left, down. If I press the button down, like this, it's 7. So left down, yeah. 8, 19, 18. Now if I want to add a center one, I just come here, I press the button of the center, and it's 9. So 9 equal footpath center, top, and center down, it's 10. So for example, if I want to set someone to go eat some grass, okay, what you can do is you take this variable, go here, you say if I have in Age of Empire and this button down that is not easily accessible is pressed, you can say I want to call JOMI to write down, and this bracket means I want to copy the text that is between them. Go eat some grass, like this. And what happens is that in video game you need to do something before and to do something after. So we'll go check in Age of Empire which one it is. Yep. So setting, camera, UI, no, it's control here, and press to speak to people. I think it's enter like in all video game, but enter is team, shift enter it's all. Okay, so shift plus enter. Shift plus enter. So here we say launch the chat, but as in video game the chat takes some time to appear, we wait a bit, then we type go eat some grass, like this, and after that we wait a bit, just the time that the copy paste happen, and we close the chat. Okay, so that's when I'm pressing the footpath center down. Okay, so I go here, I'm in Age of Empire, I press the button, and failed to send the message, please check your connection internet. It's because I'm not connected, but as you can see, it writes go eat some grass. Nice. So for example, if you want something like for example, I don't know, turn around, like doing this, sorry, I think it's tab. Yeah, so for example, me, I put O and P to be able to turn like this. So for example, if you are here and you want to do tab to say I want to center the stuff, and P to say I want to put it not in diagonal, that's what we'll do here. We can say here if footpad CT for center top, I want to type backspace like this, and wait like 10 seconds, and then we want to type and it's P, I think, for me. P. Save. So now, if I go back in the game, I have my, I move my mouse. I want to come back to the view I like. I press the button on my foot with my foot, and ta-da! Like this. Now, if you want to do a full turn, for example, you can say I do a full turn, and as soon as I release, I go back to my view. What you can do is this. So instead of saying when it's true, false, you say when it's false, you come back to the view I like, and when it's true, I want you to do backspace, then wait a bit, then P, but I want to do it every 30 seconds, and I want to do it 8 times. Save. So I press, he do what he need, and when I release, he come back to my view. Now the problem is that maybe you want to turn around and to the infinite. So what you can do is use another variable that I like. This another stuff I write. You see here you can type, instead of typing trigger on true, loop on true, like this, and you type the number of milliseconds you want to wait. So here, as you type that you want to have 8 times 30 seconds, 8 multiplied by 3, it make 8, 6, if I get this number of milliseconds. We type another one just to be sure, like this, save. And so what happened now is that if I press like this, the first time he do your action on the top, and as soon as the number of time you ask is passed, he will continue to loop like this. And what happened is that now if I release, it will come back to my first part. The problem here is that don't forget that it's macro, so the difference between a language of programmation and the macro is that in programming you try to recover the data to control them. Here I'm not trying to control them, I try to release them and they live their life. Okay, so for example, I will remove the loop. If you yeah, that mean commentary, so yeah, it means don't execute. So for example here, if I press this for 2 seconds, I cannot do anything else, so I cannot stop this action. So if something happened now, I cannot do anything about it. But if nothing happened now, it will allow you to check around if nothing is missing, or if what is around the stuff. Yeah, it can be useful. Now, something that is cool too is that you want to move your mouse. So for example, this cavalry, we know that there is maybe someone in the corner that is hiding, and we just want the cavalry to go check that and kill them if needed. Okay, so what you will do is that you will take your cavalry, press shift, and say, can you go there, then there, then there, then there. Okay, and he will do that. So that's exactly what we will do. Hop. So how we will do that? In the stuff I did, footpaths, we'll put it over there, so it's right down, this. What we will say is press shift, because we want the action to be all counted. This, and release. This. and we would like you to move at one place of the stuff of the screen. So in terms of shortcut, how you write that, you take the mouse to say I want to move the mouse, and I want to move it to a part of the screen. So how you do that, you do 0.5 dot 0.5, I think. No, you do 0.5 like yeah, I remember now, because I wrote it yesterday. So yeah, we want to go to a part of the screen that is specific. Okay, so what you do is you go here, and here you can see that we have at how many percent the mouse is. Sorry for the logo. This. So as you can see here, I'm at a certain number. Here I'm at another number. So here it's basically 1, and here it means 0. Okay, on the screen. So here you can see that we want to go first at this position, that is at 87% and 22% top. Okay, so 87 and 27 like this. So how you do top, you say like this, from the bottom to the top, and if you put a A here, it means compared to the absolute value of the screen. If you don't put the A, it just means move your mouse of this value. So us, it's from the screen, so we put the A, and here we want to go at this number from the left to the right. And so we'll take we'll go back here, and we'll try to take this one, like this, here. So basically here we are saying, could you move the mouse at this position from the left and to this position to the top. Save. So shift, we already test that, so we go back in the game, I press the button, and when I release that, you can see that I'm a bit too up. Apparently it's not the position we want, so it's more about 21, not 27. 21. Okay, and so that's the first position. The second position is this one, so it's 96, and here it's 0.05. 96, 0.05. So we go there, we wait just a bit to do the action, then we go over there, that is 90, 96, 96 and 21. Now we want to go down, so 0.5, this, and now we want to come back to the other part of the map, so 87 like this. Then we want to come back on the top, so na 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 na. This and tops it was 96, no, 87, and that is 22, like this. So I just realized also that it's still false. We want true when it's true. Save. So we come back here, I press, and as you can see, it will click to those parts of the map. The problem here is that most of the time your map will not be like this, okay? So what we will do, because most of the time you move the camera, so the corner is not over there. So what you can do is you tap backspace, then P to put that, and then you do your stuff. So here, backspace, wait just a little bit, then P, like this. You wait a little bit, so but here you need to wait the map to move, so maybe 25 milliseconds. You save. So now we take our cavalry, that is over there, and it will still not work. But ta-da! So is it okay for the cursor? Maybe it's too fast. Maybe I will wait just a bit more, like half a second. We have half a second. Okay, so now it's moving to the right place, it's moving the map, but now we need to click. So we'll take the mouse here and we say, is it left click or is it right click? I don't remember. It's right click. But what we want him to do is attack some place, not just move. So it will be Q. Like this. So we copy that. And we will say, you move to this part of the screen and you press Q. Then you wait a bit and then you press Q. Like this. So you move, you click. You move, you click. You move, you click. You move, click. You move, you click. We save. And so now, if I'm not wrong, and Q, and it was not the right click, it was the left click for this command. Because Q is not enough, you also need to click. So let's do that. After that, I will maybe explain you how the macro work in the application, because it's really becoming long. Q, then left click. So Q left click, Q left click, Q left click, Q left click. No need to do it 2 times. Here. And we are good to go. So now if I press like this, it should, yeah, I need to select that. And now he will move in all the 4 destinations I ask him. So it will go there, then there, then there, then there. Now, the tool I'm creating is not only for yeah, the problem with the tool I'm creating is that it's really close of what we could call cheating, because basically if you play with that, again, a player that don't have that, you are technically cheating. So that you have to know. The stuff is that for me it's really boring, because there is some part that I understand that is cheating, but there is some part that I really don't like the fact that the macro in the game is brokenly shitty. I mean, in the previous game, you could type a letter and it will select the market, and so you could type shift and then press the number several times, and you have 3 markets. Here you have F1 and then you have the market, but you cannot select which market of them. Or maybe, yeah, there's plenty of stuff like this. For example, here I want to do that, but if I want to select the third villager, I cannot. So there's plenty of stuff that are not really goodly done in the game, and my tool, if you don't want to cheat, can at least help you do that. And you have to remember that for me it's cheating and it's not cheating too, because if you are a programmer, what I'm doing here is cheating. But if you are a guy that play 2 or 3 times a month, the programmer is cheating on you, because you have some hours to play the game and they have hours and hours and hours in front of them. They are training themselves to have the good handling. They are trying to remember the padding. They are training themselves to do it. They have hours where they're trying it, and you're like, And so the tool is a cheating tool, but you can use like you want. It's you to decide what limit you want to stop, at what limit you want to stop. For example, for this mouse, it's basically cheating. So for example, programmer use that, but they can put some macro here, some macro here, some macro here, some macro here. Some have button here, some have other button. On the keyboard, sometimes they have macro. And so, yeah, basically it's already cheating over there. I'm just doing a better version of this mouse, if I have to simplify my through. So yeah. Now that that said, where are my cavalry? Oh yeah. So if I want to select all my villager, ta-da! Okay. I think I will stop there, because I start to need to pee and I start to need to sleep a bit. Or do I continue? No, I will continue a bit. So, big problem, as you can see here, is that we have a sentence that is going very long. To that you have 2 stuff that you can do. One is doing a file that a macro file, and the other one is to use some text like we do in programmation, but without programmation. I will explain myself. So let's do a programming file first. JOMI by example. That's what I call programming stuff. So you copy this file, you go in our project, query, configuration, access. You copy the file, and we will call it send troop to all corners. This, we edit it, and it looks like this. So you have a name that allows you to remember what it will do. Send troop on all corners of the map. Like this. We'll give him a small name. So here I put Age of Empire dot, but it could be underscore if you want. It can be like this. I will do it like this. So we say if this name is call, so send troop to all corner, what you will do here, it's we will do basically the same stuff that we did here. So we will copy this sentence, this, up, simple condition will let him, but instead of calling that here, we'll say could you call a macro, and apparently the name of our macro will be this text, like this. Okay, and like this it's much smaller, as you can see. And so here what happened is that we'll copy all that. So JOMI, we say okay, first you need to do this, and then you need to do this, and then you need, so what you want to do is split all that. All that action, Q left, Q left, Q left, Q left, Q left, Q left, Q left. This. Okay, so basically, as you can see here, we have something that is more linear, more like a script. And what the stuff is that before we were saying, could you call JOMI and send this instruction? So, but we were doing for one long sentence. But here, as we are doing a small part here, you'll need to have JOMI in front of all of them. This. Because you are sending a small piece at a time. Okay, like this. So the idea is that here, what it allows you to do, it's saying, I will copy that and then I will explain you. Okay. Here, it's saying, could you wait 1 second before doing this command, and can you wait at least 1 second before doing the next one? Okay, so for example here I'm saying, could you call backspace, but then wait 10 seconds after that, so we don't need that anymore. Press P, then here I need at least 50 seconds, at least half a second before the next one. This here I need 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. So I could let those parts over there. That's not a problem, but just for the demo, I'm showing you a bit how it's working. Like this. Okay. Here I will add like 50 because I'm not sure that the click will be applied before the shift, because programming is direct, but sometimes it takes the Windows will take more time to click or more time to shift or some stuff like this. I mean, it's instantaneous, but it's not really instantaneous when you speak about milliseconds, because here it's 1 millisecond, it's 1,000 of a second. So okay, maybe what we can do is here say that before moving the mouse we just want to, oh yeah, no, here we said that we want to wait 50 seconds also before, because we want to be sure that the previous one is finished and that the next one will take its time. like this. So we wait a bit, then we wait a bit at the end. Like this. Ta-da! So if I do that now, like this, so we'll go back here, like this, and if I, ta-da! So our stuff still work, it's still the same, but the difference is here. Up. As you can see, instead of having only one sentence, we have plenty of small one here that will ask to first press shift, press P, then press something, then P, then shift, then do that, then do that, then do that, and we have the time here in milliseconds. Okay, and what's important here is that it really respects the millisecond you ask. So he's asking, okay, in this time, could you trigger this one? And here it's managed by this command line. And so that's really, really cool. Because now, instead of having a long line, you can have just this part that is called. And every time you will call that, it will do the map clicking. Like this. Ta-da! Now, there is something that maybe it's obvious. So, you realized that basically attack, so press Q, wait a bit, like 5 milliseconds, and then click. It is something that we will do a lot. Okay, so doing that, taking that and doing Q click, we'll do it really, really, really a lot. So it could be cool if instead of calling it Q left, we could call it Age of Empire underscore attack, for example. And we can do that. So how we do that? Hop. You go in your configuration file here. You create a folder. Wait, because my screen is bugging. You create a folder that you call Age of Empire dot, and here you will say string to commands. Think that it is the name of the stuff. You edit it like this, and the format you need to respect is you put the name attack like this. You put the star to say I want to do this command behind, and you say that you want to do this. So wait 50 seconds like this. You click Q. You don't need to wait here. 50 seconds. You press Q, you press left, and that's all. So now what happened is that because I have the name and because I have the action that is following here, that is JOMI.stat, this. Now what you can do is instead of having that, you just do, I want to call a macro that is called Age of Empire attack. And so all that, you can replace it like this. So we will do a test. We come back here. Here we take all those stuff and we say, could you do the classic stuff? And you can see that here, now he did exactly the same stuff as before. But the difference here is that now, instead of calling the Q5 left click, it will call the macro that is called Age of Empire attack. and that's what he did. Now, I suppose that you will have plenty of action that is not click, that will need the corner here. For example, you want to send a villager, you want to say to you go over there, okay? And so go to the corner is not proper to attacking. So maybe you will use it a lot of time in your application. So what you can do here is you take that, copy, and you say go left top corner. Like this. You copy this. Like this. Ta-da! And here it's going left top. So we'll copy all that just to have more easy. Hop. Like this. Now you said that you want to have this. How do we do that again? There is a command that allows you to like this. If you press Alt and do the stuff with the mouse like this, you can replace all. But yeah. So we said if you go top, go right top, go down top, go left, right, like this. Okay, so now we can say, okay, could you go over there? Can you put your mouse over there? And now we can say up, up, up. Say macro, 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 macro. For example, if instead of going left, right, top, I want to have something else. Up. Left, right, left top corner. I want to go right top corner. Right, then left down, then right down. No. For example, here what I can do is I press Alt. It's Alt or up like this. It's not. It's in Visual Studio that I can press Alt. So I want to go first on the top right. Then I want to go on the right down. Then I want to go left top. And then here. It will be something like so up. Ah yeah, that's a bug. There is a bug that I did not fix. That's this Windows is representing the percentage, and I don't know how to fix that in Unity. So you need this Windows to be in this Windows to be able to check the percentage, at least mainly in it. So here we'll put our cursor over there, and it is 91 and 13. And 13. This percent of the screen. So what happened now is that I can do something that will what I will be able to do, for example, is to say go there, then there, then there, then there, then there, then there, then there. Okay? So how we'll do that? We will say here center E go to center. Yeah. This. So we want to go in a we want to go in the corner. We want to we want to go first attack through the center. Then we want to go to a corner. And then we want to ask him to attack over there, like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we want first to go to the right top, then the left top. Then we want to go to the right down. And then we want to go to the left down. And when he finished, we want him to go back home like this. And don't forget to release the shift, because here it's some shift command that we give. So backspace, P, that will say move my stuff, move my map like I want. So AOE map like map square, map and square, JOMI. Here we want to do backspace and P with 50 seconds between. So backspace, we want 500 milliseconds, and then we want to press P like this. Stuff is that here the 500 is not useful anymore, because what you do is that you do backspace and that, then but the stuff is that when you call this macro, it's a macro that won't affect the first one. He will just be added to the stuff. So the 50, it will be here like this line. So macro AOE map as square, map as square. Yep. And then when we finish to ask to have the map and square, we wait 500 milliseconds. The shift, we still need it. Save like this. And so now if I go back in the stuff here and I go to press the button, I take that, I do that, and here we go. So now what happened is that those stuff will go to the center and firing on everything he see as we asked to attack. He will go there, then there, then there, then there, then there, like this. And by attacking everything. So for example, this macro is really abused. It's technically a big cheat, because what happens is that you just need, if you are at the end game and you don't know where your guy is hiding, what you can do is you just do some cavalry. Control C. You take your cavalry. Where are you? There. And you just press a button like this. And basically it means here that the cavalry will check in all the map as a square like this about the enemy. Ta-da! If you want to be more effective, what you could do is do this. So here he will attack, so he will die, but if you want him to not attack, you should do another macro that is called move through the map, and is here do not attack but left click and do a move. For example, here we go here and we say attack, move, and instead of doing a Q, we say, is there a button for? No, it's just right click. Right click. Like this. So for example here, if in my macro instead of putting attack, I would have save this. Oh, I will do it. Save S. Send troop to all corner. Move troop to all corner relative command. Save. Instead of having attack in this one, we'll put move. Like this. And so here, yeah, it will allow me to show you something cool. So here, simple. You see the simple one? Yeah. So for the moment, we say if I'm pressing foot right down, you send all the troop attack. But what you can do is this. If what I will do, it's if footpad left down, then and this one, but if not, then move troop to all corner. So basically what I have done here, I said if we are in Age of Empire and footpad left is down, it means that I want to fight everybody, but if left is not down, it means that I just want to move with my troop. So it's based on two foot part here. I will be able to configure what I want to do. Okay, so we save, we go back in Edge of Empire. So if here I say I press and I do that, it will ask me to move the map. Here I don't know why it's not doing that. But so here I'm pressing and you can see that I'm asking to attack. But if I release my foot here, so I'm not doing nothing with this one, I'm pressing. Now you can see that the command is to move through the map. So you can see that you can do some differentiation by doing some group of Boolean. So make several Boolean to be able to switch based on the context. For example, you could have a button here that is called attack mode, and when I press it, it means that I'm doing action that is based on attack. You use this one to say I want to defend, and if you press both of them, it means special. And so here you have a situation where you have three modes that will affect those buttons, but also the one on the keyboard, the one here, and the one of the mouse. How you do that? I will show you, for example. So you load. Yes. So what we want to do is to go in the mini to boolean edit here, and what I will say is here is square. Do I show you this one or do I show you the other one? I'll show you the other one. So I have a file that you can create here that is called Boolean with the S to Boolean. Yes. And this file, when you edit it, what the format is, what it allows you to do is to do this. So if A plus B, then C. And you can do plenty of them. You can do 2, 3, and stuff like this. So what we will do here is to take footpath left and top. So if footpath left plus by the top, then attack special mode here. If down is not released, then I'm in attack mode, and if it's released, I'm in defense mode, and if both are released, I'm in build mode, like this. So if I go back in OMI here and pop up, if I'm not wrong on the name of the file, and I'm wrong on the name of the file, I think. So when I don't know, I go read the documentation. So open macro inputs, documentation, here wiki, and here in the wiki I have balls to ball. Ok, c'était balls to ball in, like this, and it's right like this. So for example, that when you use 4 of them, you can use a row, and you can say, do I press all the 3 like this, or all the 3 like this, or all the 3 like this, or all the 3 like this. That's what I'm writing here. And not moving, it's when I'm pressing none of them, and lock moving is when I press all of them. You see, so that's why it allows you to do. And basically it just checks those boolean and it creates a new boolean. And so here what we'll do is we'll close the file, we'll go here and we will rename it this, yes, like this, up, it was in the pad. So now if I go here, you can see that I have my left foot over there. If I release, if I pressing everybody, it's special mode here, so I'm wrong. It's because, as you can see, you have to be careful with is it release or not. So for example here, foot pad left is true when I'm pressing apparently, and it's false when I'm releasing. It's based on what I write in the previous file, so I can switch that in the file or switch the boolean here. So what we will do, we will invest it. So if they are all press, if left and this one, what I want to say is special mode is when I'm releasing everything, so when they are all wrong. Attack mode is when the top is released. Defense is when it's not released, and here it's when building mode is when I'm pressing everything. So hop. So I have my foot, I press defense, attack, so it's the inverse. I want. Okay. So I'm pressing nothing, so special mode. I'm pressing attack mode. I'm pressing both of them build mode. I'm pressing only the one on the bottom is defense mode. Now I realize that I prefer that when I have both of them it's defense, so I'll take that and I will switch this one. So that's what I call a programming tool that is responding in real time. I mean, I go in the file, I switch to line, I come back in the stuff and it switch. It's really cool to be able to do that. So as you can see here now, I release special mode, I press all defense mode, I release the top, it's build mode, I release the bottom, it's attack mode. So I want to attack and it to be this. So attack, defense, no build, defense. Okay. So now that I have this mode, I want to say if I click, if I do an action, it will attack. But if I don't do, yeah, so it's a bit weird to explain that, but for example, you want to be able to press the arrow here, or to press this one, and it will select a building. So square down left, we will use it, and depending on the context, it will select F1, F2, F3. Okay, so we copy those just to have them not far of us. Hop, we go in simple condition here. We say if we are in Age of Empire and we are in those mode, like this. If square down left, square down left. This one is true. Then we will do an action based on that. So for the moment I will use JOMI because I don't know yet what I will write. We want to trigger when it's true. This. And so pop. Special mode, it will be F3 or F4. F4 it's all that is special. F3 it's blacksmith, market. H. Okay, so what I will do is that for the test I will build several test center. This, the time that I configure the stuff. F1 it means attack, and Shift hash it should select all the town center. So JOMI. So if I'm in attack mode and I'm pressing the stuff over there, I want to select F1. This. If I'm in build mode, I want to select the town center, so I will do Shift plus H. Then wait a bit, and I want to do that 5 times. Save. Like this. So if I press this, okay. If I'm in defense, Shift A, Shift H. Ah, yeah. That's another big problem. So in Age of Empire, if you press Shift and H, it's not easy to select all your town center and only all your town center. So what you can do instead, is you press H, then Shift and then 0 to add it to the group 0, like this. And then what you do is you do hash, and it will skip from one another, and you add it to the group. So you press H, then Shift plus I think it's one. It's called 1 in my program. Then you wait a bit. Use 0. And I multiply that by 4. So we press hash, we wait a bit, we press Shift 0 to add it to the stuff. Then we do that 5 times. So we'll try. So wait, I'm in build mode and ta-da. So if I'm in build mode and I press the button, it will select me all the town center that I built. This only two. Nah, 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 nah. Okay, that's more complicated. So apparently H doesn't work like this because you need to press it several times. So we typically fall in a situation where we'll not be able to do multiply, so we'll do a macro. So macro select all town center. Like this. AOE save. We'll save it as select all town center. Like this. So what we want to do is enter this. We want to press H, then wait a bit and add it to the stuff. Like this. Then press. Like this. Then what we want to do is do that, but instead of doing it one time, do it with a small delay just to be sure, and we want to do it 2 times. Then we wait and we add, and now we do that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because I don't think that you will have more than 5 10 center. 3 times, then 4 times, 5 times. Okay. Hop. So when we execute this one, at the end of this, we want to wait a bit, but like, so we'll say 100 seconds between this one and the next one. So 80 plus 40, and at the end we don't care. So technically, if I'm not wrong, here it should group us all the 10 center. So we will check. I copy that just to be sure. So we'll select at least 5 center. I copy it just to be sure that there is not wrong spelling. So we go back here. We are in build mode here, and my town center, I press that, and you can see that here we have the both all the town center of the map. And now if I want to select my my building that will build the army, instead of I release my foot, I'm in attack mode, I click here, and I have all my army that I can click here and press. Now if my aim is not to do that, but to build, maybe what I want to do is I select all the villager in the screen, all the character here in the screen, and I press on the villager. It works most of the time because sometimes you will have other special units. but for the sake of the example, I will keep it simple. Because the villager is often the first one here, so you can do tap. So Control A, tap. Okay. So here, if I'm in build mode, special mode, A. CTRL plus A, wait a bit, and then we want to tap. This. In defense mode could be I press H. No, I see. I know what I will show you next. But yeah, if I'm in defense mode, I will say that it press H, like this. So loop on true 50 milliseconds. This. So now we want to press H. So if I'm in defense mode and I'm pressing the square over there, it means loop through my town center, basically here. So we'll try. So for example, I need if I need all my builder, I release my foot here. Up. I release my foot and I press this button, and it select me the okay. That's the part where you need to select correctly your name, because else you will screw your stuff. But yeah, if I'm in defense mode and I press this, in build mode, I don't have town center anymore. If I'm in attack mode, it will do that, and if I'm in special mode, ta-da! So yeah, I need to make a break, so I will stop here for the moment, write down that was that, and I will continue the tutorial tomorrow. I suppose that you will look that in a video, as nobody watched the stream, and I hope you a good day. Feel free to download it to try it yourself. I'm on Discord if you have any question, and yeah, if you have any question, you can also do this. Twitch. I have a link on my input page, link / questions, I think. Submit question. So I have a link that should be in Twitch. I will verify that. Input. It will be in the description too, I suppose. Here. Bum, bum, bum. Apparently I cannot edit it during the diffusion. Okay, I will put a link here that is this link, and basically you submit question when you go over there, it's a special section for the community when you can put some bug reports, some feature you want to have in the game, or some question. Just click here, up. You type a question like I have a question. Up. You write the question in long format. I have a good question. I have a good question, and the context for Age of Empire. Is there a question? Up. You submit. It will be in database that is public for me to be able to answer you. Yes, there is a question. Like this. And if we both agree that the question is answered, to close the issue. And like this, it creates some documentation based on the question you ask, and it allows me to do some video that is compiling all those questions. So if you have a question, feel free to post them here. And have a good day. See you next time.